Hello there, welcome to the channel. My name is James, and here at 20th and 21st Movies, we are about all things cinema. All right, we're on part 2 of this 3-part series where I'm covering 12 Criterion recommendations for each of 3 decades. So in the first video in this series, I did 12 Criterion recommendations of films from the 1960s. In this video, I'm going to cover what is probably my favorite decade in all of cinema, or at least my favorite era of all time, and that is the 1970s. So I'm covering 12 Criterion Collection recommended titles of films that were released in the wonderful decade of the 1970s, one of the greatest decades in the history of the world. So I'm going to cover 12 of these titles, and I want to hear in the comments section below, what do you think about these titles, and what are some titles that you would recommend from the Criterion Collection from the 70s that I'm not covering here. Of course, we're getting very close to the Barnes & Noble 50% off sale, but we hope to be a 50% off sale at Barnes & Noble. This is late October as of the time I'm recording this video. So fingers crossed we get that half off sale, and that'll be a great opportunity to consider picking up some of these titles. So without any further ado, I have of course, my Dunkin' Donuts coffee here. Let's keep on rolling here. So the first title is, of course, displayed up here on this nice menu. I love the interactive menus that when Criterion does an interactive menu versus a static menu. I really like a menu that has some footage going on. And this is footage from the 1970 film Gimme Shelter, the Rolling Stones, Mick Jagger. This is a fantastic musical documentary concert. There's a bit of a drama element going on as they're trying to orchestrate this concert that they're putting on, and it is fantastic. You have a staple booklet in here, some nice pictures on the inside of the case. Let me just pull this out, and you can see the action going on the inside here. This is a fantastic, if you like musical documentaries or concert footage and a little bit of a documentary element, this is highly recommended. Another recommendation would be the Last Waltz, the 4K edition. Last Waltz, a Martin Scorsese film from 1978 of the band. Fantastic release. This is another fantastic release. If you like music, you like the Rolling Stones, you like Mick Jagger, no brainer right here. Gimme Shelter from 1970. From 1971, we have an Academy Award-winning performance. Oh, and Gimme Shelter is spine number 99 in the Criterion Collection, spine 99. From 1971, we have Clute here. This is an Academy Award-winning performance from Miss Jane Fonda. This also stars Donald Sutherland. Donald Sutherland is Clute in this film. He basically plays a detective who is involved in a missing persons investigation. And of course, Jane Fonda is playing a call girl in this movie. This is a fantastic film. This is from Alan J. Pakula as part of his Paranoia trilogy. Fantastic. Of course, this coupled with the Parallax View are 2 of the films that are part of the Paranoia trilogy from Alan J. Pakula. The third, All the President's Men, is one that I hope will be released from Criterion to sort of complete the Paranoia trilogy. So nice interior there of this case that I really enjoy. And actually, let me go ahead and open this up and show this on the inside. Nice picture of Donald Sutherland and Jane Fonda on the inside. So really dig that. This is a film from 1971, and it is absolutely fantastic. So like this. I do remember when this was coming out, that I think this was coming out around the time that they were about to announce Spine 1000 or something. Or something was going on around that time, but this is a really cool title. It comes in at Spine 987, and it's really awesome. Another film that I really enjoy from the collection is from Robert Altman, and it is a bit of a Western film, and it has a unique visual style to it, the way it's shot in a very gritty style. I can't quite describe what they did with the filters and the lenses, but it has a unique look, a unique look from a cinematography standpoint, and it is McCabe and Mrs. Miller. This is a fantastic film starring Julie Christie and Warren Beatty that I highly recommend. Of course, Julie Christie and Warren Beatty star in Shampoo as well, which I believe came out in the 70s. I think that came out in the 70s too. So that could be another recommended title from the 70s. But this is McCabe and Mrs. Miller, which is absolutely fantastic film from Robert Altman. Highly recommended. Check this one out. It's from 1971. It comes in at 121 minutes, and it is Spine 827 in the Criterion Collection. The next film is a film from 1971. A lot of 1971, in this video here, but it is Straw Dogs from Sam Peckinpah, starring Dustin Hoffman. Dustin Hoffman and his wife are in England, and I believe he's a writer, and they, go back to what I believe is her hometown, and crazy things happen with the locals, and it is not pleasant. So this is a very fascinating film. I forgot the name of the actress. Yes, Amy, his wife Amy, is played by Susan George. She's his English wife. They go back to her hometown, and there are people with ill intent and who are up to no good and do harmful things. And this is just a fascinating, partially disturbing film from Sam Peckinpah, and a fantastic performance from Dustin Hoffman. So highly recommend Straw Dogs, Spine 182 in the Criterion Collection. This is a fantastic Blu-ray release with the new 4K digital transfer. So definitely recommend Straw Dogs. It also has a nice animated or moving menu screen. I should have put that one up, but anyway. The next title is, you're gonna get multiple films here because this is a box set from the martial arts master, Bruce Lee, his greatest hits. Doesn't get any better than this. I mean, you get multiple films in this. You get The Big Boss, Fist of Fury, The Way of the Dragon, Enter the Dragon, Game of Death. So you get those 5 films in this wonderful set, and I simply cannot recommend this enough. Just fantastic. Bruce Lee, these 5 amazing films. And, it's a 7 Blu-ray special edition. There's 4K digital restorations of The Big Boss, Fist of Fury, The Way of the Dragon, and Game of Death. And you get new 2K digital restoration of the rarely seen 99-minute 1973 theatrical version of Enter the Dragon, and a new 2K digital restoration of the special edition of Enter the Dragon. So nice stuff here. If you're a Bruce Lee fan, if you're a martial arts fan, if you're a fan of Hong Kong cinema, definitely check this out. Bruce Lee's Greatest Hits. Which brings us to another fantastic film. This is from Japan. And if you're a fan of Kill Bill, if you like Quentin Tarantino, you like Kill Bill, you definitely need to see the complete Lady Snowblood. Particularly the first film, Lady Snowblood. When you see this, it will tell you everything you need to know about what inspired Quentin Tarantino to make Kill Bill, because there's so many shots that you're going to look at, you're going to be like, what? That's exactly where he stole it. Where he was inspired from, I'll say. He was inspired by this film, Lady Snowblood. Fantastic. It's from 1973, and the second part is 1974, and they both come in at 97 minutes for the first one, and then Lady Snowblood Love Song of Vengeance is 89 minutes from 1974. But these are just 2 fantastic films that I highly recommend. You get 2 films on this single disc, and just great stuff. It inspired Kill Bill. So if you're a Kill Bill fan, that's all the more reason to pick it up, and it is Spine 790 and 791 in the Criterion Collection. The next title is a film that came out a release that came out, I believe, toward the end of 2020, that I highly recommend, starring Diane Carroll and James Earl Jones, just 2 legendary actors. Claudine. Fantastic. 1970s. It's 1974, actually. New York City. Just love this title. It's been pretty much a couple years now since I've seen it. I saw it when it first came out, when I first picked this up, and this is an absolutely fantastic release that I highly recommend. It's a love story that I just cannot recommend enough. Beautiful, beautiful film with 2 legendary actors. Of course, the late, great Diane Carroll is wonderful in this. James Earl Jones is fantastic in this, and they're great together. This comes in at 92 minutes. It's spine 1052 in the Criterion Collection. Just cannot say enough about it. It's a new 4K digital restoration. I love films that are about New York City and showing New York life. And this is a great example of a film from the 1970s showing New York City during that period and just a piece of or a slice of Black life in the early 1970s in New York. Love this film, Claudine. Great film. All right, this is a film that you might struggle to understand, but if you stick with it and you can appreciate the visual splendor that's on display, I think you're going to enjoy this film from Andrei Tarkovsky from 1975, and it is Mirror. This is a fantastic edition. This is one of my favorites from last year. Fantastic edition. This is a nice digipack edition of Mirror from Andrei Tarkovsky, the 1975 film. It comes in at 106 minutes, and it is an absolutely fantastic film that deals with dreams and hallucinations and memories and how they all come and meld together. And it is an amazing film that I just simply cannot recommend enough. If you're into like artistic cinema, this is a film that you're going to enjoy. If you're not into artistic cinema, I'm going to be honest with you, you're probably not going to enjoy this film. But if you're open to the type of experience where, you're getting this wonderful visual, masterpiece laid out before you and dreams and visions and hallucinations and trying to piece together, what is going on in this story. It's not presented in a traditional narrative approach. It is very much a dreamy type movie. So where you're trying to figure out what's going on. And there are no absolute clear answers, but it is definitely a visual masterpiece to see. You get a new 2K digital restoration, which it looks fantastic. You get Andrei Tarkovsky, A Cinema Prayer, a 2019 documentary about the director by his son, Andrei A. Tarkovsky, and a couple of other fantastic features. This comes in a digipack with a very nice thick booklet, which gives you a lot more information about the director Tarkovsky. It's a 2-disc edition, and it's absolutely fantastic. See the artwork on the back there, but look at that imagery there. Isn't that fantastic? So yeah, great. Drop the booklet here. Whew. But yeah, so this is a fantastic edition overall that I highly recommend if you're into that type of cinema. The next film is a film from the legendary Stanley Kubrick, and it is a fantastic one. It is Barry Lyndon. Great film. Highly, highly recommend this movie. It is just one of those, it's another visual masterpiece of a film. It comes in at 185 minutes. So it's over 3 hours. It's from 1975, and it's a period piece. So I just cannot recommend this enough. Part of what makes this movie amazing is the way that it was shot. It was shot with a lot of natural lighting, candlelight, and it was just shot in a beautiful way that you will definitely appreciate. It has its own unique look to it. It has a new 4K digital restoration, which I think does a nice job of bringing the intended photography for this film to life, and it just looks absolutely fantastic. And it's just a visual masterpiece. You get 2 discs in this edition. So yeah, and of course it stars Ryan O'Neal, and it is just a fantastic film that I highly recommend from Stanley Kubrick. It is over 3 hours long, so you have to sort of carve out some time. You may need to split it up over a couple of nights, but it's an absolutely fantastic film. It's a bit tragic, so it's not an entirely happy story, but it is an incredible journey that I highly recommend that you take a look at. So yeah, Barry Lyndon, and it's spine number 897 in the collection. And then another title here, along with Claudine, is one of my favorites from 2020 that came out. This is just such a nice film. It is from Claudia Weil. It comes in at spine 1055. And it is, again, another film that gives you a slice of life in New York City, and it is Girlfriends. I love this movie. This is such a nice film. And the actress is named Melanie Mayron, who plays Susan, a young woman she's a photographer. She's trying to find her way and figure out her life in 1970s New York. And of course, the relationships with her friends and with, the man that she, loves in this movie. It's just a beautiful, beautiful story about life in New York City and someone trying to find her way. So love this movie. Fantastic. Haven't seen it since I first picked it up and did a review on this channel, and I need to revisit this wonderful title from the Criterion Collection. So I'm glad Criterion released this. It has a wonderful feature on here called Joyce at 34, which is a 1972 short film co-directed by Weil and Joyce Chopra. So that is a feature that also appears on the 1980s film Smooth Talk that's directed by Joyce Chopra. So that feature also appears here on Girlfriends, and it is a amazing, amazing supplement on this disc. It's one of the best supplements I've seen in a number of years. So that's Girlfriends, highly recommended. Got a few more to go here. Of course, I mentioned this in my 1960s video, or did I mention it in this video? Maybe I mentioned it in this video. I think I did. But in any event, I've mentioned it before. I did a review on this channel for this amazing concert, The Last Waltz, Martin Scorsese film. This comes in at Spine 1118. This is the 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray combo pack. I highly recommend that you get this in 4K. I mean, this just looks absolutely amazing. And of course, Martin Scorsese shooting a concert. It is so cinematic in the way it was shot. The music is absolutely fantastic. You get, of course, that 4K restoration, which makes the picture look amazing. And you also get this 5.1 surround DTS HD master audio soundtrack, so it sounds fantastic. I think you will really enjoy The Last Waltz. I love this movie. It, of course, has the concert footage, which is shot cinematically, but it also cuts into interviews from the band members, throughout the proceedings, and it comes in at 117 minutes. So you have the concert footage, you have the interviews with the band members, at certain parts of the runtime, and it all comes together to make for a beautiful story, The Last Waltz. Fantastic. Technically, looks great, sounds great, very cinematic, love it. So the last title from the 1970s stars Roy Scheider, and it basically puts a capper on the 1970s in 1979, and it is All That Jazz. This is a dual format edition that I have, so what's currently in Barnes & Noble probably is going to be, or what you'll get online is going to be just a Blu-ray edition, I believe. But this is a fantastic release. Let's go backwards when forward fails. All That Jazz. You get a 2-disc special edition. So, well, actually, it's dual format. So you get two Blu-rays and 1 DVD. Is that correct? Hold on, let me make sure I'm telling you the right information here. So it's 2 DVDs in the dual format and 1 Blu-ray. I don't think the dual format's being printed anymore, so I don't think it matters, but this is a fantastic release. It is Spine 724 in the Criterion Collection, and it basically shows Roy Scheider. He is, putting together a play, and it shows his sliding down life. He's addicted to drugs. He's got other things going on, complications in his family life, and it just shows a man who is sort of going down. So fantastic performance from Roy Scheider, excuse me, and great film. This is a Bob Fosse film, Bob Fosse production. Did an amazing job with this movie, and I highly recommend it. It's from 1979. It is All That Jazz. So there you have it. This is my stack of titles of films in the Criterion Collection that I would recommend from the 1970s. Let me know what you think of these films in the comments section. Let me know if you would recommend other films from the 1970s that I have not shown here. And let me know what are some titles that you are looking forward to picking up in this upcoming Barnes & Noble sale or this upcoming Criterion Collection sale at Barnes & Noble, what we hope to be another 50% off sale in November. Let me know what titles you are most excited about picking up in the comment section below. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time with the movies. The next one coming up is our 12 recommended titles in the 1980s. So stay tuned for that. Peace.